Hello, I am going to share a story that I have heard in many different places, each time a little bit different. If you have heard this story, maybe this time it'll be a little bit different for you too. There once was a farmer and his son who were gathering supplies and needed to deliver them far, far away up a mountain. So off they went, off they went, and they were traveling up this mountain. They were traveling together and they were having an easy trip. And all of a sudden, there was a pile of rocks on this road that was blocking them. And the son said, "Don't worry, I'll get out and I'll move the rocks and we'll be on our way." So the son gets out and he tosses rocks and he tosses small rocks and he tosses big rocks and he tosses rocks that are oddly shaped. And under the big pile of rocks that he tosses off the mountain, there's this huge rock. And he goes back to his dad and he says, "I'm not sure that we'll be able to get past this huge rock. We might have to go back." And his father says, "Well, let's see how we do." So the son goes back and he pushes it and he pulls it and he jumps on it and he tries everything he thinks of, and the rock just won't budge. And he goes back to his dad and and he says, "I don't think we're going to be able to get past this rock. We might have to turn back." And his dad says, "Have you done absolutely everything you can think of?" And the son says, "Let me see what we have in our truck. What supplies do we have?" And he goes back to the back of the truck and he finds a big rake, and he puts the rake under the big rock and he uses it as a lever and he tries to lift it off the path and it doesn't work. And he goes back to his father and he says, "I don't think we'll be able to get past this big rock. I think we'll have to turn back." And his father says, "Have you done absolutely everything you can think of?" And the son says, "Let me see." And he goes back to the back of the truck and he finds some liquid nitrogen and he puts it on top of the rock and it explodes and it goes boom. And the rock does not explode into small pieces. It is still there. And he goes back to his father and he says, "I don't think we'll be able to pass. I think we're going to have to go back." And his father says, "Have you done everything you can think of?" And the son goes, "Let's check the back of the truck. Let's see what else we have." So he goes and he gets some granite eating worms and he takes them out of their jar and he puts them all over this big rock to see if they'll eat this huge granite rock, because they're granite eating worms. And they wait and they wait. And the rock is so big that the worms get so full that they can't eat the rock and the path is still blocked. So he goes back to his father again and he says, the rock is still blocking our path. I don't think we'll be able to get past. I think we're going to have to turn back. I don't think we'll be able to keep going." And his father asks, "Have you done absolutely everything you can think of?" And he goes, "I totally have. I've done everything. I've stomped and I've pushed and I've pulled. I've used a rake as a lever, and I've tried to explode the rock. I've gotten worms to try to eat the rock. I've done everything I can think of." And the father goes, "You've tried many, many things, but you haven't done absolutely everything because you haven't asked me for help." And the son goes, "Ah." So together, the father and the son push and pull and they smush and they finally get this huge, huge rock off the side of the mountain because they work together. And then they get back in their truck and they continue on their way. And I like this story because it shows that we are stronger together. And Shana Tova.